What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another weather forecast here by Asian Weather Forecast. I do apologize for the later video. I've been quite busy on those 1st of July here. But here we are going to be talking about a huge warm-up actually coming in for much of the United States. You're going to be affecting a lot of people. You're definitely going to feel that change, possibly seeing more than 15 degrees above average at some points. Definitely going to have a lot more heat advisories. Possibly severe weather events are likely now become very frequent with this huge potential warm-up that can be lasting all the way to possibly the mid of July. So we're going to continue to monitor who can see the worst of the heat and all of that in today's video. But before we get into this video, please smash that like button to show your awesome support and to let me know that you love this video. Also, be sure to hit the post notification icon so you can get notified as soon as I post my videos. And also be sure to subscribe to show your awesome support. But without further ado, let's get into this video. So here we are looking at the National Weather Service right now, and here you see, not National Weather Service, here we're looking at NOAA for the next 6 to 10 day outlook here. As you see, very, very warm temperatures and extremely widespread. We have up to a 60 to a very widespread 70% chance for above average across the central United States there, and even a little section there in Florida, but very warm and widespread temperatures. We have a very good probability for this huge incoming warm front or warm fronts that can be entering the central United States. You're going to be seeing a new ridge developing, which is going to keep below average temperatures for portions out here, for portions of the for the Pacific Northwest. Going to be seeing a really strong high pressure system, going to maintain really dry conditions, and also very warm with this incoming high pressure system that could be very strong with this ridge. So could very well possibly see some severe weather events likely as well, but very huge upcoming pattern change. As you can tell, we're seeing some pretty cold temperatures throughout portions of the east, some scattered cooler temperatures as of today, seeing some 70s, and also seeing some cooler temperatures for portions of the Pacific Northwest and much of the West actually, that we've seen some very good, nice temperatures for much of the West, seeing 50s in San Francisco earlier this morning, and all of that. So seeing a huge pattern change compared to what we've been seeing. Let's go and check out the 8 to 14 day outlook. This is now from July 9th to July 15th. This warm air actually continues to become a lot more widespread from coast to coast now, seeing most of the region except really the western United States seeing above average temperatures, whether it's 33% chance or up to a 70% chance for above average temperatures. So really widespread heat. Definitely going to see some heat advisories, maybe some excessive heat watches are likely. Could be our first big warm front, if you say, of the really officially of the summer here. So could definitely see some 80s, 90s, and triple digits will not be out of the ordinary here at this point once we get to this point, because I mean this heat is going to be kind of lasting from kind of like July 7th to possibly July 15th. So really warm temperatures likely. Still going to see some scattered cooler temperatures from a low pressure system out here for California, Nevada, and portions of Oregon. So you guys are going to be on the lucky side there, but areas that will be in maybe the plains, you guys won't be as lucky. Florida, you guys would be kind of seeing that really extreme heat as well. Could actually produce some favorable conditions with a lot of moisture and humidity will be possibly in the Gulf of Mexico at this point. And also, I'm kind of spared for once of the heat. I'm only seeing a 40 to 50% chance for once. I'm usually kind of the worst of the heat, but wait till the end of July. We'll definitely have some massive warm fronts. Surprised we haven't had something like this before or yet. We are starting to see it right now, as we do have a couple heat advisories, which I'll probably mention later in the video. But usually, we at this point in July 1st, we would have had multiple huge warm fronts with excessive heat warnings and all that, but could be due to that really late so-called winter now. Kind of seeing spring temperatures right now. I'm at like a 76 right now. I should be like at 86. But that's what we're looking at here. Let's go and check out now the 2 temperature anomaly. So here's where we're looking at July 5th when we start to see that really warm temperature change. As you see, we've seen scattered really warm temperatures, not just one area, but the worst of it will be coming from the Canada area. Very warm temperatures already starting off the week, 4 to 6 degrees above average there. And then this is going to get a lot worse. Look at areas like Ontario. Very warm temperatures, possibly seeing 15 degrees above average there. And this is going to get right into the Great Lakes. This is now July 8th. Very warm temperatures for portions of the West. And also the Great Lakes, definitely getting the worst of it. Could have some scattered below average temperatures on the east, the south central, the north central, and also the west. So we're gonna be seeing scattered areas of of cooler air, but that at some point will die off. Very, very warm temperatures though for portions of the western plains. By the time we get into July 9th, going to possibly see 10 degrees above average. And then the east won't be as bad, only be seeing maybe 2 to 4 degrees above average. But look at the west, maintaining at a below average temperature area due to the low pressure system there. But look at that, at some point, look at that. It looks like a winter, with all these bright and blue colors. July 10th is kind of when it gets a lot worse though, and very widespread. This heat for portions of the plains going to get a lot worse at this point if the ridge does strengthen, and that's what's going to happen. Going to be seeing possibly 15 degrees above average for portions of the Great Lakes. The Great Lakes would not get spared at all. Let me just tell you that. Now the heat starts to arrive in the west by July 12th, and some cooler pockets of air entering the south and portions of the north there. Still in the Great Lakes, wow, you guys won't get a break of this. Look at this. At some point, we're going to possibly see 20 degrees above average for portions of Michigan and other areas off Lake Michigan. Starting to see that heat kind of really coming in now for portions of the south, the east, and now we're having this cooler air now for a portion of the north central plains, which can possibly change a pattern change. So now this warm air is going to enter the west. Then this heat will just kind of blow up to possibly 20 degrees above average, and then that kind of comes out. That's a theory that could possibly happen there, which we usually see at this time of year. Like I said, it blows up, and then we have this cooler air kind of jumping in, and then the warmer air for portions of the west United States. Let's go and check out the real-time temperatures here. That really quickly you can see exactly how much different these temperatures will actually be. This is now July 3rd. Let me get to the real. So these are the overday. I think these are the overday highs. 100 degrees for portions of Arkansas, almost around 90 degrees for portions of the Dakota, seeing some 90s across areas from coast to coast. But look at these temperatures out there for the Pacific Northwest, 51, 40s at this point. Wow, very warm temperatures. In the overday heating, or the overday hours there with the extreme heat, possibly surpassing 110 degrees there. Just brutal heat, 112 degrees. We're seeing extreme temperature. But notice how we get to July 7th, we're seeing some huge changes down in the temperatures, possibly reaching 100 degrees in Montana or Wyoming by July 9th. That doesn't tend to happen. You don't tend to see triple digits that often for portions of Montana. Same thing for South Dakota, seeing some possibly close to 100. Still very warm temperatures. Notice how the east will be a bit cooler, like we saw those kind of pockets of cold air, but that will definitely change. But look at this, July 9th does not look good whatsoever for portions of the southeast. Let me tell you that if you're not ready for the heat. 103 degrees expected for South Carolina. I could be expecting possibly 91 degrees. 102 degrees likely for portions of the South Dakota. You're seeing these really warm pockets of air there. Absolutely mental heat. 101 degrees for Florida. Look at this, possibly 105 degrees for portions of South Dakota and Nebraska. Look at this, cooler 70s and 60s, cooler 60s and 80s. Absolute mental heat at this point in the southeast. It's rare, or it's not rare. You rarely get 100 degrees at this point in early July for the southeast, and I know that because I live in there. We rarely get above 94 where I live. Doesn't mean it can't get above that, but wow, absolute crazy heat there. Now this heat gets out of hand for now the Bay Area, 104 degrees for Central California. Now the heat starts to arrive in the Pacific Northwest. And you can see the cooler has now arrived and now it has arrived right here for the northern plains and also for the eastern United States. And you can see why this huge pattern change, possibly 90s in Washington at this point, possibly 100 degrees in Idaho, 110 degrees for Death Valley. But look at this heat. This heat is not spared for the south central or for the southern plains. 104 degrees there. And then look at this now. Oh, now we're seeing 100 degrees in Virginia, possibly almost 100 in New York City, July 12th. Now look at this, 106 degrees for Kansas. 105 degrees, possibly 110 degrees, most likely at this point, for portions of the Death Valley area and region. Now, as we now get into portions of July 14th, this heat is not going to stop whatsoever. Let me tell you that. 90s, 100 all across the southeastern coast. And look, that's when we have an incoming cold front that we're expecting to see this warmer to skyrocket in the southeast. And that's when that pattern change completely changes. Low pressure from here, high pressure system here. It's all gonna change now. Now we're seeing cooler air right here. Cool air, and that brutal heat is gonna be heading towards areas of the Pacific Northwest as well. Possibly 100 degrees in Idaho, 104 degrees for Idaho. Idaho, yes, Idaho. And then possibly 101 degrees all the way from South Dakota to the Texas and Mexico border. And then this heat just does not get any better whatsoever. But let me tell you this. We're possibly seeing 46 degrees, 45 degrees in July 17th. Let me tell you, incoming cold fronts will be spotted. So you can go from 15 degrees above average at some point to now 5 degrees below average, like we saw. We're going to be seeing very spotty. It's not going to be one huge pattern change. Though it's going to be spotty. You can have a cold front right there, and then a warm up right there. Cooler air here, warm air there, cooler there. It's just going to be a really tough. Let me tell you, your numbers for temperature are going to go like this, all the way up like that down. We can possibly, for example, let me give you an example really quickly before we end the video. Actually, let me go this way here on this one, the shaded temperatures. So let's go ahead and use the area of possibly. All right, look at this. July 12th, 55 degrees right there. 55 degrees. All right, that's July 12th. Now we get into July 13th. The next date, 91 degrees. 91, when the previous day we had 55. 91. All right, now 94. Now we're dropping by the 61, 97, 61 to possibly almost 100 degrees. This is just absolutely crazy. That can be happening all over the place from 77 there to possibly 100 degrees. So definitely huge temperature drops and rise. Hope you guys did enjoy this video though, and bye guys.